order to add decimals, you must line them up first, or rewrite them. So, -5 and 62 hundredths plus -12.9. You must use zeros as placeholders, so like that. Now you add like normal. 2 plus 0 is 2. 6 and 9 is 15. Carry over the 1. 1 and 5. 1, 5, and 2 is 8. And then we just carry down the 1. So your answer is negative 18.52. In order to subtract decimals, you go through the same steps as adding them. First, you must line them up. Again, use zeros as your placeholders. Now, like adding, you must do it the same way as you would regularly. 9 minus 0 is 9. You can't subtract 3 and 6, so you borrow from the 5. 13 minus 6 is 7. You carry down your decimal. 4 minus 2 is 2, and 1 minus 0 is 1. So, your answer is now 12 and 79 hundredths. To multiply decimals, it's quite simple. First, you must rewrite your problem. 4.02 times 0.7. When you're multiplying decimals, you do not have to line the decimals up. Now you multiply like normal. 2 times 7 is 14. Then you carry over the 1. 0 times 7 is 0. Then add the 1, which makes it 1/4. Hold on. Stop. To multiply decimals, first you must rewrite your problem. 4.02 times 0.7. When multiplying decimals, you do not need to line them up. 2 times 7 is 14. Carry over the 1. 0 times 7 is 0. Add the 1. 4 times 7 is 28. Now, in order to place the decimal, you must add the decimal spots. Since there is 1, 2, and 1 decimal, you add them up. 3. That's how many places you move the decimal. So now your answer is 2 and 184 thousandths. Dividing decimals is pretty simple. First, you must write out your problem. So, 1.06 divided by 0.2. In order to make this a valid equation, first you must make 0.2 into 2, and whatever you do on the outside, you must do to the inside. So, 2 can go into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10, subtracting a 0 and bring down your 6. We cannot forget to bring up my decimal. So, 2 can go into 6 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6, subtracting equals 0. And now we are finished with this problem since our answer is 5.3. In order to complete this problem, it's quite simple. First, you need to get the variable and this number by itself. So you're going to add 5.8, and this cancels each other out. And so then you're going to add 5.8 to 1.2. 2 plus 8 is 10. carry over the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. Add the 7. Add the 1, which then gives you 7. 7.0. So W equals 7. In order to complete this problem, you must get your variable and this number on the same, on both sides of the equal sign, with no other numbers. So you subtract 3.91, and that cancels it out. Then you subtract 3.91 from 28.0, and then complete. You cannot subtract 1 from 0, so you give it a 1 and borrow. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. Bring down your decimal. 7 minus 3 is 4. And then automatically bring down your 2. There you go. Your answer is K equals 24.09. In order to divide decimals with a variable, it's quite simple. It's just like adding and subtracting them. So you divide 1.2 by 1.2, canceling it out. Now you must divide 1.44 times 1.2. Remember, we must make the decimal on the outside not a decimal. So you move the decimal over one place. And then you do what you do to the outside to the inside. So, 12 can go into 14 once. 1 times 12 is 12. Subtracting 2 and bring down your 4. 12 can go into 24 twice. We must remember to bring up your decimal. 12 can go to 12 once. And now, 1.2 is our answer. So, dividing decimals with variables is exactly the same as adding, subtracting, and multiplying them. So, you must cancel out 8.2 by multiplying it by itself. Done. 8.2 can now be multiplied by 0.6. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry over your 1. 48 plus 1 equals 9. 48 plus 1 equals 49. So now n equals 49.2. In order to add decimals, it's quite easy. First, you must make sure that they have their common denominators. In this problem, they do. It's 15. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to simply add 615 plus 315. Now what you're going to do is you're going to rewrite it. 6 plus 3 over 15. This then it makes it quite easy. 6 plus 3 equals 9, so 9 over 15. Normally you might have to simplify it, but not for this problem. It's already simplified. Your answer is 9 over 15. In order to subtract fractions, you would do it like adding. So, 21 over 24, subtracting 1 over 2. Now obviously these two do not have a common denominator. So we must list out their multiples. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. Now 24 is a denominator of 21 over 24, so that must be our common denominator. So now what you may do is you have to get 1/2 and 2 into 24. So, in order to get 2 into 24, you must multiply it by 12. 2 times 12 equals 24. And now, you must multiply 1 by 12 as well. 1 times 12 is 12. And obviously 21 over 24 can stay the same. Okay, so you can obviously just rewrite 21 over 24, subtracting 12 over 24. You can also make this much simpler just by going 21 minus 12 over 24. And then 21 minus 12 equals 9 over 24. And that is your answer. Multiplying fractions is just like adding and subtracting them. So, of course, you must find their common denominator. 1 over 4 times 2 over 3. One way you can do this is just multiplying them by each other. 4 times 3 equals 12. In order to make both of these denominators into 12, you must multiply them by a certain number, by each other. 4 times 3 equals 12. So, then you must do to your numerator what you did to your denominator. So, 1 times 3 equals 3. Now you must go for 2 over 3. 3 times 4 equals 12. So, 2 times 4 equals 8. Now you can just multiply. 3 over 12 times 8 over 12. In order to make this much simpler, there's an easier step. 3 times 8 over 12. 3 times 8 equals 24 over 12. This is obviously not in simplest form, and 12 can go into 24 twice. Your answer is 2. In order to divide fractions, it's like subtracting integers. First, you go through the keep, flop, change method. You keep 3 over 4. Then you change your dividing sign into a multiplication sign and switch 6 over 7 to 7 over 6. There you go. Now you write it like a multiplication problem with 3 times 7 over 4 times 6. Now you see if you could divide anything into anything. First, I notice 3 can go into 6 once, 3 can go into 3 once, and into 6 twice. So, now you multiply. 1 times 7 is 7. 4 times 2 is 8. Your answer is 7/8. Just like adding decimals with a variable, fractions is the same thing. You have to cancel 1/6 out with its opposite, of adding, which is subtracting. So 1/6 minus 1/6 cancels each other out. Now all we must do is 5/6 minus 1/6. This is quite easy only because 5/6 and 1/6 have the exact same denominator. So 5/6 subtracting 1/6 equals 4 over 6. Obviously, this isn't simplified, so we can easily just divide the numerator and the denominator by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, leaving us with m equals 2 over 3. And that is your answer. Subtracting fractions with a variable is no different than subtracting decimals with a variable. First, you must cancel 1/5 out. And we can simply do that just by adding it. And now we must add 1/5 plus 3/5. This is quite easy because they have the same denominator. This leaves us with 4 over 5. N equals 4 over 5. So, once again, it's the same steps of just subtracting and adding fractions with a variable. Obviously, you have to cancel out 1/5. And by doing that, you just must divide it. So, 3 over 5 divided by, 3/5 divided by 1/5 is more easy today, only because we have common denominators. So, 3 divided by 1 over 5 equals 3/5. X then equals 3/5. And that is your answer. In order to multiply fractions with a variable, it's the same as adding, subtracting, and dividing them. Multiplying decimals, like I said before, is the exact same as adding and subtracting them. You have to cancel them out. So, divided by 6 over 1. That cancels it out. So now we must divide 1/2 divided by 6 over 1. You set this up like you would just regular dividing them. Of course, they have to have their same denominator. And so, you can remember, you can just multiply them equals over 2. See, as easy as that. In order to make 6 over 1 have the denominator of 2, first, you obviously must multiply them. 6 times 6 over 1, obviously you must multiply 1 times 2, which then equals 2, and 12 over 2. Now, you must do, and obviously 1 over 5 can just stay the same. Sorry, 1 over 2. Now, you can just divide them. 12 divided by 1 equals 12 over 2, which can then be simplified by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 2, which then leaves me with 6 over 1, and simplified equals 6. So obviously, y equals 6.